Apple blueberry bread with orange glaze. This is mine, but I'll show you how to make your own. First, we need to grease up our baking dish. And then on top of the butter, I like to use flour, and this will help keep the bread from sticking to the pan. And that's using your head, folks. Bam, perfect. Next, we're gonna take 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and we're gonna whisk that all together, really flippin' fast. Now, in a separate, larger mixing bowl, we're gonna take 5 tablespoons of butter, and we are going to add to that 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And we're gonna want to mix this completely together. And I got my handy dandy red spatula that bends, that works perfect for that. Now to this, I'm gonna add 4 ounces of applesauce. And I'm using unsweetened applesauce, since there is a lot of sugar in this. And these little cups are perfect because they are 4 ounces, otherwise you'd have to weigh it. And then we're gonna go ahead and mix this until completely combined. Just like that. It'll look a little separated, but I swear to you, it's perfect. Now, with that flour mixture, we're gonna add half of it to the bowl, and then we're gonna mix until completely combined. The purpose of this is doing it in steps will help create a homogeneous little dough. Now, I'm gonna take 1/4 cup of almond milk and add it, and we'll mix this completely. And then we're gonna add the rest of our flour mixture and mix that completely. I have a little bit extra almond milk just in case I need it, if it doesn't come out to be the right consistency of a dough, but this came out perfect. Now, a cup of blueberries, and we're just gonna fold those right into the dough. And then it's ready to be put into our pan. Now on mine, it comes up about halfway. I just wanted room in case it rose a bunch, and then I like to level it out. Now this is gonna go into an oven at 350 degrees for 50 minutes. After the 15 minutes has elapsed, I'm taking my knife and checking the center to make sure it comes out clean, and it did. Next, I'm gonna take my red spatula and I'm going to separate the bread from the sides of the pan and then let it cool until it's completely cool to the touch. As you can see, it's still hot. Once it's cooled, I'm gonna go ahead and make the glaze. I'm gonna take 1 cup of powdered sugar, and here I'm going to use mandarin oranges, because those are what I had on hand, but you can use regular oranges as well. And I'm just going to zest it. Since I don't have a zester, I'm using my knife and cutting the peel away as thinly as I can. And if you see any of that white pith where it's too much, go ahead and trim it away. It's pretty easy to do. Just like that. And then I'm going to julienne this very thinly, and then I'm going to cut those strips into tiny little pieces. And this will be perfect in the glaze. It adds so much orange flavor. And there, you can see how small they are. And that's about 2 teaspoons, maybe even a tablespoon worth. You can never have enough. Next, I'm gonna use the juice of the orange to get it to the glaze to the consistency that I want. This was about 1.5 tablespoons of orange juice, but as you can see, it clumps up, so I didn't have enough to actually make a glaze. So I'm gonna do another tablespoon and a half more and mix that up. And don't worry about getting pulp in there, it just adds to the flavor. And that is going to be the perfect consistency. It takes a while to mix up because I'm trying to get the clumps out. Now let's drizzle this on like a toaster strudel. Now I'm doing it on a cutting board. You can go ahead and do it in your container that you'll be storing it in. That way it doesn't make so much of a mess, because as you can see, the glaze likes to drip. But oh my god, that looks so good. You can see the blueberries just shine through that glaze. And all those little orange zest pieces. Oh, it's gonna taste like heaven. Let's cut into this. It's very easy to cut into. And you can see the glaze was even hardening a little bit. Oh, that looks so amazing. And I bet it's gonna taste amazing too. So many blueberries. I'm glad I only did a cup, to be honest. But you can do more if you'd like. Now, let's see how this bread breaks when you pull it apart. Oh yeah, the perfect crumb. And now we gotta taste it. And it is amazing.